Hello and welcome to Daily Records. I am Tommy Burton, and today we're going to be talking about one of the greatest live albums of all time. This is the Allman Brothers at Fillmore East. You've seen this album, you know this album. This was released in July of 1971 on the Capricorn record label. And this was the first live album by the Allman Brothers. And it was the third album they ever released. Produced by the great Tom Dowd. And it was recorded over several live concerts at the New York City venue, the Fillmore East. Run by Bill Graham, tied in with the Fillmore name. And it was recorded over the course of, I think, 3 nights. In March of 1971. And this album, I guess, is notable because of the extended jam sessions, or the jams on the album. I won't say this album created the jam movement, but it certainly had a lot to do with it. Particularly the song Stormy Monday worked out to 8 minutes and 31 seconds. You Don't Love Me, 19 minutes long. And the biggest ones, I think, in memory of Elizabeth Reed, running at 12:46, and then side 4 features the 22-minute version of Whipping Post. It was a double album, as you could tell by the gatefold, as I showed you. And this was widely regarded as the band's big commercial breakthrough. As I said at the beginning, considered to be one of the greatest live albums of all time in rock history. And it's one of the best sellers as far as Allman Brothers are concerned. It was their first album to go platinum. And so the album has really kind of come into its own as far as how people perceive it and how people view it. Now, a lot of people know the Allman Brothers as a Southern rock band or Southern rock, in league with bands like Lynyrd Skynyrd. And so Duane Allman featured prominently on this album, as well as Greg Allman, the main guy. Of course, there's Dickie Betts. So after the band had recorded their second album, Idlewild South, Duane Allman was contacted by Eric Clapton to work on Derek and the Dominoes. And so Duane jumped at the chance to work with Eric because he was a big Cream fan. And Clapton really was digging Duane because of the Wilson Pickett recording of Hey Jude done at the Muscle Shoals, at the Fame Studios there in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. And so they got together, jammed, and so Eric just said, hey, Duane, come be with Derek and the Dominoes. And he and Eric Clapton were kind of immediately sort of joined at the hip, as it were. Just musically, they really spoke to each other. And Eric wanted Duane Allman to be a member of Derek and the Dominoes, but he decided instead that he was going to go back and do the Allman Brothers. He had kind of left the band to go do Derek. And so the recording sessions ended up being Layla. And so Idlewild South kind of languishing in the charts. But based on their live performances, the reputation for the band sort of began to grow. They played a whole lot of shows, toured a lot, toured around in a Winnebago, I think nicknamed the Windbag, which is a great name. And so they just built this audience over time, recording, or not recording, but playing these live events, because they just had an energy that the studio records didn't quite capture. So they got out, did this show, and the rest, of course, is history. And it's a smoking live album. I mean, it's one of those that you can crank up, you can play really loud. The guitars are just right there. The jamming, and I'm not a big fan of a lot of what you would call jam music, but this album, just the arrangements and the playing and the interplay between the musicians, really smoking stuff. So this album is certainly worthy of its status as a legendary live album. So, Allman Brothers at Fillmore East, today's daily record. Like, comment, subscribe, share, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's TommyBurton75. In the meantime, I'll see you all again tomorrow with another daily record.